What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? In my fake Martin imitation Martin voice. Hey fam. What's going on, people? What's up, Tay? Nothing. I'm still tired and sometimes I just be like, okay, will I sleep through the night or if I gonna keep waking up? Um You know what? Yes. Like there are moments where I will sleep and I'll sleep until about like if I go at 10 or 11, I'll sleep until like 2 or 3 and then I'll be up until 4. Fall back asleep and then get back up around 8 ish, 7 somewhere between 7 and 8 and I just be tired and tired and tired and tired and tired and tired and tired. And I just be like, what in the world is going on here? And then there are those moments that I be up until 3, 4, or 5 o'clock in the morning, can't sleep at all, and then have to get up like ain't nothing else going on, like I'm for real on schedule. Um, but yeah, I'm like, hey Pat,
Just
hey,
please make, so please make a note of that. We're going to start having mandatory drug testing.
what?
When you can't sleep, and then you sleep when you shouldn't be sleeping, and you ain't sleeping when you should be sleeping, and you sleeping when you ain't sleeping. Uh-uh. That's an indicator that you are you are partaking.
I'm not partaking of anything.
Yeah,
I
I think you are you're partaking in elevation recreational.
no, I mean I'm partaking of premenopause. I ain't scared to say it. I'm at that age, where I'm premenopausing, and my sleep schedule be all over the place. Uh, and my doctor is laughing at me, and some of my friends are laughing at me because they feel like I'm supposed to know this, and I'm like, I ain't never gone through this mess before.
Bless
Uh,
your heart and all your parts.
listen, listen, and I just be like, I just want to go to sleep. Uh, I just want to go to sleep. So how are you? And the people can't see you.
Yeah, I'm off. I'm off script again. I'm off camera again.
Shame on you.
I know. Y'all please forgive me.
Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome once, you're welcome twice, you're welcome, welcome, welcome. So what we chatting about tonight, P?
I just want to just let me just ask the question, and we can just kind of dive into it. Uh, Very interesting dialogue, and Asian, I definitely need your bio. Very interesting dialogue. Um, but one of the challenges that we have that I see again, because we're trying to finish this year, we've been talking about a lot to do with mental health. We've been talking about relationships. We're talking about, how all of this works. Um, but what I'm concerned with is that there is this new trend of people that won't date without um like this new thing that, to take me out, I need a deposit. Like, you got to make a deposit. A young lady I talked to the other day, and I'm gonna be very transparent. She told me that she met this guy. I'm like, okay, for some money. And I said, okay. And so I said, did he give it to you? And she said, well, not all of it. I asked him for a certain amount, and he gave me half of that. And I said, deposit. And I just let her keep talking. And so she was like, deposit? Like, I said, just keep talking. So as she continued to keep explaining what happened, the next thing you know, a week after that, he invited himself over to her house to collect on the payment. And so then I'm like, okay, but you do understand that within a week of you meeting him, you're already asking him to fund your life. But what I want to ask the question about is this degree of selfishness that people are taking their past experiences and subjecting this onto another person as a demand, that if they don't meet the demand that they fail to get in a past relationship, then the person somehow isn't worthy of that. And my thing is, I'm not going to be held accountable or responsible for your bad impulses, your bad choices, because ultimately you chose. And so the conversation that I had today was someone who said they was in a relationship with someone for 9 years. Now I want you to hear this. They was in a relationship for 9 years with somebody and never went to their home. 9 years.
Oh, okay. I,
I didn't say 9 months. I didn't say 9 weeks. I said 9 years. And so now that she has ended that relationship, every guy that she gets into a relationship with, the first thing is she demands that he must invite her to his home, or it's a complete. I'm like, why would you do that? That man doesn't know you, so why would he have to trust you in his sacred space? You earned that right. And well, I dated somebody from like, and again, you dated somebody for 9 years and not knew where they lived by choice. I said, did he hold you hostage? Were there any chains on you? And so then it's like she got this list and she literally wrote down 85. I'm not kidding you. She wrote down 85 things that a man must give her up front in order to be in a relationship with her. 85. And he must check off everything on that list. And everything on that list is something that she didn't get in a past relationship.
um,
So, thoughts, viewing audience, those who are listening, let's really chime in on this. What are we really doing where we're subjecting people to this laundry list of demands that they must meet before we even know if we are compatible, if we have like interests, if we have aligned purposes and goals, but they have to jump through all of these hoops. And here's what I know. And this is why I'm asking this question, because the truth of the matter is, I told her the reason why she accepted a relationship where she got the bare minimum for 9 years is because she liked him. If that wasn't a man that she didn't like, she wouldn't have dealt with that for 9 days.
no, well, mm,
But you liked him. You liked the idea of him. You liked whether it was his physique, his stature, whatever it was that you liked. There was something about him that you were willing to deny yourself.
or you just don't
That-
want to be lonely.
Or that could be a part. Well, she does have abandonment issues because I don't want to put her business out, but she's a product of a relationship that her father chose to stay at home instead of be with her mom that he created kids with. Oh God. Okay. So
Okay,
if you read
so,
out between those lines, yeah. So she does suffer from abandonment issues and
but
other
it's
things are
not
going on.
even. I don't even think it's abandonment issues.
What you think it is? Talk to me.
I, I just think people have a fear of being lonely. So when people have a fear of being lonely, they just stay. It doesn't necessarily have to be abandonment. They just don't want to be by themselves. There are people who get into relationships because they don't want to be alone. They don't want to be by themselves. They want somebody, whether good, bad, ugly, or indifferent, red, purple, green, or brown, gay, straight, or other.
Uh
Uh,
oh.
I mean, friends with benefits, situationship, whatever. They're there because they don't want to be by themselves.
Well, you know how I feel about when people say friends with benefits. The truth of the matter is, there's somebody that I wanted and I couldn't have in the way that I wanted them, so I accepted or settled for what I could get. And
But it's
then when it's over, that's what I just tell people. Oh, we would just, and some people. Then I told you we talked about that a couple of weeks ago. Didn't mean to cut you off, but when the person makes the statement and says, um, then I asked the question before. Then why would you sleep with someone that you didn't want to be with? Well, I knew it wasn't going nowhere, and that's why I slept with. I'm like, you
because you
slept with
had
somebody
me.
that you knew that what the relationship wasn't going nowhere, but then somebody that you want, desire, that wants to love you, you make them check off 85 boxes before you will date them.
But
It's the insanity for me.
it is insanity, but we have to think about where people are mentally. If you
Come
are
on.
if you are in a space where number 1 you don't know yourself, number 2 you don't know what you want, number 3 you don't know how to do the things to get what you want, you kind of fall for anything and you accept anything and you stay in anything. But then as you put your work in and you start to unpack the boxes and do the work and become more authentically you and more comfortable with who you are, then you start to learn what it is you want and what it takes to get the things that you want. But unfortunately, we live in a microwave society where everybody thinks you're supposed to just add water and it's done. Like, we live in a society where it's supposed to be, oh, I like you. Okay, tomorrow we gonna sleep together. By the end of the week, we gonna be engaged or married or something, or exclusively dating or whatever you want to call it. And it's everything has to happen so quickly. People do not put the time in, and I'm not saying all people, um, generally speaking, well, I don't even want to say generally speaking. Some people do not put forth the effort that is needed to be in relationship.
I
And
agree.
that is because some people, and I don't want nobody getting in their freaking feelings today.
They'll
I'm
be all right.
feeling
They'll be
myself.
all right. They'll be all right. They'll be all right.
um, some people uh they just gonna do what they do because they think that they can. And if it blows up in their face, it blows up in their face, and then they get to blame the whole world because it blew up in their face. But they will not take responsibility for not
Oh,
being active part
at
of their
all.
lives. And so going back to this 85-point list, you allowed yourself to be in a relationship with somebody for 9 freaking years. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna be in a relationship with nobody for 2 years and I don't know where the heck is going. Like, I ain't gonna even be in a relationship with you for 6 months and I don't know where it's going. Um, and if you ain't been to somebody's house in the first 3 months, that should tell you something ain't right. I- and I'm just saying 3 months as a general rule of thumb. I'm gonna go back to Harvey's 90-day rule. But if you're in a relationship with somebody and y'all are dating and getting to know each other and you have never been to that person's house within the first 90 days, that should be an indicator that something ain't right there. Either they not that into you or they hiding something. And they could be living with relatives, they could be married, they could be living girlfriend, boyfriend, they could be pedophilic. I don't know what it is. But if you ain't seen the house in 90 days, something wrong, let alone 9 years.
Well,
So
at least to know where they live. Like, you have the address, because what I will say this, and I'm gonna be completely honest. Here is something that I've experienced in my journey with relationships. I have experienced it a lot of times when this is just me. When I invite people to my house too soon, they come in and look and assess, and then they start planning their future around what they see. So it's like, because I've had people to tell me, oh, you must have a maid, or you must have this. Or I've even been, to be completely honest, I've been questioned. My sexuality has been questioned because I've heard women tell me that no man is this clean. And Adrian, that you know me, you know how neat I am. You know I am a neat freak. You know I am meticulous. You know my house smells like um it from the door to
You just
every
hiding, Pat. You just hiding.
child, please. I ain't got to hide. I almost cussed. I ain't got to hide nothing. Just because it ain't your business don't mean I'm hiding. And some
Oh,
things I will say this just as a man who have done my work, and this is my truth. I don't owe nobody nothing because if you didn't help me build it, I don't need to let you see it. And here is the thing, until I am comfortable bringing you into my space and understanding, because here's the thing, we might have two different opinions about the way things should be done. Some
mm-hmm.
people pay their bills on the first, some people pay it when it's pink. And if I don't know the way you deal with things, like case in point, I told you I've been in the situation, and I'm gonna say this, and I don't mean to offend nobody who is listening, but there is a lot of nasty women out here today. When I say nasty, I mean you don't clean, you don't sanitize, you don't know how to keep a house. You don't know that there are some men out here. I don't want to make no woman a maid, but I don't want to be your butler either.
Mm. I just want you to know how to clean and take care of yourself and put your own ish up. Cause what happens if I have surgery and I can't do nothing? We just gonna be in a messed up house for 2, 3, 6 weeks. I
Pretty
mean, I'm
much.
just saying.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't have no problem calling in some extra reinforcements if needed. But you should, as a grown up human being living on your own, you should know how to cook, clean, and fend for yourself. And go to work. Take your ass to work. Uh, cause the Bible say for men don't work, men
If
don't.
he don't work,
So, I mean, you should be able to sustain yourself
like those the
professionally.
styrofoams,
Um, you should be able to sustain yourself professionally.
I'll hunt them down.
You should
I'll
be
hunt them
able.
down. Mhm.
So yeah, I, mm. But back to this 85-point list. Like, I'm mad that it's 85 things on this list. Like, who even has time to write a list of 85 things and you ain't even been dating this person a month or 2 months? Like,
And this is the reason why I asked the question, because that to me is absolutely a selfish individual. Because you're going into a relationship and you are already closed to hearing another perspective, to being open to another person's way of doing something, dialogue. And the thing is, he don't even know the real reason why you are the way that you are. And the truth of the matter is, you are only the way that you are because of what you have accepted and tolerated in former relationships. And you feel like that you have gotten the short end of the stick. And so now you want to subject someone to all of these rules because that's what it is. I keep trying to tell people, sometimes we say, oh, that's a boundary. It ain't a
mm-mm.
boundary, it's a rule. And you have created a rule that you are subjecting people to, because I'm going to just tell you straight up, if it was a boundary, you wouldn't have been dating somebody for 9 years and not knowing where they stood. If you had a boundary, then that means, because a boundary doesn't guide others' behavior, it guides yours.
I- 85 damn points.
85, 80. And I
I'm
sat and listened to him too, because I was like it was like
Give me
some of
one
those
of them.
things.
Give me one of them.
Oh, here's one. And she was mad at me when I asked her, did she have it? And she said no. he must have good credit.
Stop,
Meanwhile, her okay.
stop, stop. First of all, I'm finna be transparent. I ain't got no 6+ credit score. Life happens.
Hmm.
Anything can happen for you
Hmm.
to fall short of what your intended goal is. And
Hmm.
then they keep moving the goalposts. So it used to be you were happy with a 600. Now you need a 800 to get any damn thing anyway. So
But here's the thing,
how
though.
you
This
gonna
here,
demand that and you don't even have that for yourself? And
and that was my whole point. Literally, she is right now, as we speak, she is $200,000 in debt, and her credit score is literally like in the mid 500s.
okay, but why is that a rule? Like what happened to can we just build together?
Well, see, I'm gonna tell you why that was one of the rules, because she said that when it got to a point in the relationship where he stopped doing things, it's because he was complaining about the fact that she was spending too much of his money. And I said, well, explain it to me in a way
But
that
why
like a
you think
well,
they
I'm
ain't
gonna tell
married?
you why. I'm gonna tell no, no, no. Yeah, they're not. But here was the challenge. If they go out to eat and he's paying, she wants to go somewhere where the meal is going to be 150, $200.
What the
Okay. If
she finna make
if they
her.
go out somewhere to eat and she's paying, it is, can I take your order? Yeah, can I get a number three? With a with a heavy
Stop.
pickle.
Just stop.
And so that's
You
what
gonna
she
make me
wants to
say
do.
something.
But now I'm being transparent because that's what she wanted to do, because he's supposed to understand that she don't got it like he does. And her pocket thing
Okay,
is
but
so, but she shouldn't have to spend like that because she's the woman. And that was her whole everything is
okay, but
because I'm the woman.
oh Jesus. Lord have mercy. I'm trying to be good.
No, don't be good, because we need to talk about this, because the truth of the matter, there are more people that believe this way than we would seem to think.
Okay. First of all, let me I'm um, I know I'm gonna piss some people off when I say this, and they
Better be
probably
pissed
gonna
off
be
than pissed on.
with that too. And they're gonna be highly pissed off to the highest point of pistivity. Um, so let me say this. I am all for operating within traditional roles in relationships. I am. I don't have no problem with that. And if that's what you want to do and y'all agree that's how y'all operate, okay. However, as a grown functioning as adult,
Mhm. Talk to me.
I am not, and I am not requiring anything of the other person that I cannot do for myself because I am a grown functioning as adult. If he go to work, I'm going to work. If he can clean, I can clean. If he can cook, I can cook. If he gonna ask me out, there'll be times I'm gonna ask him out. I ain't doing nothing and requiring nothing that I can't do for myself. I can pay my own freaking bills. He can pay his own freaking bills. As a grown functioning ass adult, stop being freaking lazy and stop being freaking selfish because
And that's why I said to
you
talk about the degree of selfishness. Thank you. You
and
just hit that on the head. Thank you.
because when you are in a relationship, you can't be selfish. There is no part of a relationship that allows you to be selfish because you are partnered with somebody else. Are you selfish as a
Can I
freaking
reveal some
parent?
more things? Can I share a few more things what makes this
Oh,
even more challenging?
Jesus.
Just
Mhm.
hang tight with me, Adrian. Let me walk this down for you. Uh
Mm.
and she comes into the relationship with luggage. And let me explain to you what I mean when I say luggage. that means that before she even has to get to a place of intimacy, that she has to sit that person down legally and explain to them that in my former relationship, I dealt because that was one of the things that I challenged her on. That you want to put all of these rules and restrictions on somebody, but you literally came home to another woman sitting on your sofa, and you stayed with that man 2 years after seeing another woman on your sofa and being given two STDs, one of which you will never be able to get rid of. And you still got 85 things that you demand that a man give you
I'm
before
so
you
mad
would
right
accept
now.
him in a relationship. This is what I'm saying. So that's why I said all of your impulsive past, all of the things that you have done before you got into this. Why are people, if now your value is so astronomically high, when did you get all of this self value? After what broken relationship? After what baby daddy? Now you at baby daddy number five, and now all of a sudden you talking about you won't date somebody unless they make $250,000 a year. Baby, you ain't even seen $250 that you didn't have to lay down and get it. But you want a man to give you $250,000. And here's the thing. I'm not saying that nobody don't deserve love on a level that you should experience it like it's a fairy tale. What I am saying is, can we be realistic? You do not get to bring me all of your impulsive past that have left your life shipwrecked and then hand it to me and say, but you got to show up in a cruise liner in order for me to ride this wave out with you.
So does this mean that if the tables were turned, she just gonna
Uh-huh.
date somebody because they don't have I mean, can somebody then dump her for the same 85 point list? I mean, I don't
I, I
I
asked the same question because here's what I asked her. Watch this.
I
I asked her, would she date someone knowing that they had, and I now this point blank, would you, if you knew that a man came into the relationship having the same issue as you have, would you date him and you were free? And she said no. No, she wouldn't do it. This is why I'm dumbfounded.
okay,
Like you gotta,
so I'm gonna go back to this traditional roles. Okay.
now we ain't talking about traditional
No,
roles,
no, no, no.
Adrian. Don't miss that. She
No, no,
got
no, no. I'm
vagina
talking about,
cargo, and she wouldn't date a man with a. She wouldn't date a. She wouldn't date a man with the same issue that she has.
okay,
But
but
my.
mm, mm, mm. Okay.
This was a very interesting conversation. I literally looked at my phone and stared at it with amazement having this conversation today.
So, mm, okay. I'm gonna go back to my example of
Uh-huh.
traditional again.
Yeah, talk to me. Let's see.
So, okay. If you are subscribing to this whole notion of the woman does this and the man does this, and this is the traditional roles, and the man is the provider and the woman is the nurturer, and if you subscribe to this notion, there still comes a point when life happens. So, where in the narrative do you practice grace?
Oh, that was a word I used several times today. Keep going.
Where in the narrative do you practice tolerance and patience?
Mhm.
Where in the narrative do you garner and give support and encouragement? Where in the narrative do you stop being freaking selfish? Because in a grown ass relationship, it is always give and take. There is ebb and flow. Nobody is ever going to be always up. Nobody's ever going to be always down. Nobody ever is going to be 100% in the positive. Mentally, you're going to go up and down depending
Hmm.
on what's going on in life. There are ebbs and
Hmm.
flows in everything. So, based on her scenario, the man is always supposed to be up, and she can just ebb
Exactly.
and flow and ebb and flow and ebb and flow
Exactly.
and be in the lows and not
Exactly.
even work to get back on. And I don't want to say the same level, but back on solid.
She said she won't even be in a relationship that's not all about her. It is gonna have to be all about her. It's a no-go.
Well,
That is
she's
her,
don't
that's one
ever
of her
be in no
rules.
relationship.
That's one of her rules that it
Maybe she
must
need to go
be all
over
about her.
to what's that country over there across the water? What's that country? Uh
No, baby, what she needs is to have her whole head examined. And she needs for somebody to see if that little hamster that's in the wheel of her brain, if they done got lazy and stopped spinning, because that wheel is not turning. Because for you to think that you're going to come to the table with a 53-year-old wound that carries a disease and you are $200,000 in debt, you have to share a home with your mother and use her social security to make your ends meet, and you got all of these demands, you are literally outside of your brain if you think that any man that is a high value man, a man that knows himself, a man that understands who he is going to sign on for your BS. The reality is, and I even told her, and I just hate to say this the way that I said it, but I'm going to say it. I told her the only thing you are is you are F worthy. Outside of that, you offer no benefit. You have nothing to offer outside of being a cum dump.
Ah! Oh Jesus. I oh, I guess we're gonna have to go back and bleep that out. Oops.
We, oh, I was trying to censor, was trying, I was
Oops.
trying so hard. I was trying so
Oops.
hard to
I
censor my
mean,
word.
I've been trying to censor myself this whole conversation too. Um, I know this is
Um,
hot topics, but this is really red me hot. Like I'm sorry, women. Let me speak to y'all for a second. Stop acting like your shit don't stink, and stop acting like you prissy little princess perfect. Ain't nobody perfect. Nobody. Ain't none of y'all perfect. Stop acting like you are the best thing since sliced bread to any man that walked through. Cause I'm gonna just tell you, you are not perfect. You are not perfect. So stop coming to the table, my sisters, acting like you're perfect. I am 50 years old. I have experienced some things, but I have never in a relationship acted like I'm the best thing since sliced bread. I am the most perfect creature on this planet, and my shit don't stink. I ain't never, ever, 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 ever acted in such a manner. Not even when I knew I was the best thing that had ever happened to that person. I never acted as such because I'm just here to tell you something will happen and you will fall off that freaking pedestal so fast. Your head will be bumped, bleeding, and you be laying on the floor and ain't nobody gonna pick your ass up. All right, fellas, when you meet somebody like that, run the other way.
Literally, and put grease under your feet.
Run the other way and just know that that is not the norm. There is a woman out here who will meet you where you are and y'all can build together and will respect you for meeting you where she is and will respect you for working together. I just,
One of
oh,
the, one of the challenges that I even listed in talking, I said to her, and you could probably assess this. I said, everything that a man gets from you, I see that he has to earn. Everything that you believe that a man is supposed to give to you, you think you just deserve. And you think that you deserve it just based on the fact that you're young.
ooh, yes, cousin Terrence. We need to get back to courtship instead of
Come
dating.
on, come on. And
We touched
courtship,
on this
we did.
minutes ago. We
And
did. Thank you,
courtship
cousin Terrence.
is where the work takes place. Let the work be done. Literally. Come on, y'all. Let work.
I really want to be transparent tonight. I really do.
I don't know
In
why you
this,
ain't. You got the mic.
I can't be transparent because I'm not public with who I'm dating. So what I will say is there is a big difference um in when you are in a relationship and you know where that relationship is going. That is the difference between dating and courting. In courtship, you know that where you are going is marriage. Be it 1 year, 2 years, 2.5 years, you already know the end point is
Of
marriage.
where this is going. Yeah.
And so when you are in a courtship, you're still dating because you're still knowing, getting to know each other, getting to understand the ins and out, what makes each other tick, how you guys will work toward, you know, any kind of conflict resolutions, how you're going to build your household. All of that is going on when you're courting. When you're dating, you're just kind of filling it out.
As people say, we just vibing.
We vibing,
We
we
just
having
vibing. Yeah.
fun, and then if it kind of oops, okay, we get to that point where okay, he wants to marry you or she want to marry you or however y'all doing this. Then what happens is you you kind of take your dating to the next level, but when you're courting, the bottom line from jump is we're getting married. And I'm sorry, but the skin in the game is completely different when the person hits you with we're courting rather than dating up front because you both have more to lose.
Oh, say that one more time. Oh, I love that. Say that again. Please, 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 please.
What did I say? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. The skin in the game is different when you're courting because you both have more to lose.
Now, let me tell you why I told you to repeat that. I asked her in the 9 years of the relationship that you had with that person, I want you to name one thing that you sacrificed.
Mm.
That, and I said, "Can you finna flip the chair over when I tell you what she told me?" She said she sacrificed her esteem.
That ain't what you. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, a state. Okay. So you think you sacrificed how you feel about your damn self? You you sacrifice your esteem. Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Mm, mm, mm.
Hmm.
Yes, cousin Terrence, courtship and family backgrounds. That's all important during courting because you're learning everything. Now back to this foolishness. See, I really do think I need to go and get licensed as a life coach or something. Cause you sisters, y'all giving us a bad name.
Now, but you have to be mindful though, Nick, if you do that and you start advocating for men and you start telling women about their behavior and telling them that they need to start accepting accountability for their actions, you're going to be called a pygmisha. And you're going to be called, all of those names that they label women who tell women that they should be held accountable. And
Well,
so you
I
have to
don't care.
prepare
You can
yourself.
label me whatever you want to label me, but I'm gonna tell all y'all the truth. I,
You can't be free unless you hear it. That's the only way that freedom
I,
happens is with
I,
truth.
I, I'm sorry. This platform is about life changing conversations. If y'all don't want to change our life, turn me off. Turn Pat off. Turn us off. Don't be on my social media pages. Don't be interacting. We are about changing life. Life changing conversations happen here. It is up to you to apply the lessons. um, I, jeez, I,
Luis,
my blood is boiling right now because I, mm,
well, you told me to pick the topic, so I had to just bring it to you because I couldn't wait.
I
I
know.
couldn't wait to tell you about this. I really was looking at my phone like I know you lying. I was my boy Brooks. I was Brooks all day. I know you lying. I know you lying.
I,
I'm looking at my phone like this cannot be real. I'm being punked. He is
I,
playing with my
I,
mind
mm,
because it ain't no way that
that
you're
is
getting ready to convince me that you thought that this was a good idea.
the only good idea is she just need to be single and alone for a minute until she get her shit together. I mean, I you can't be a drive through. Woo, shoot, cousin Terrence said you can't be a drive through. Can I talk about that on different levels?
Please.
Um, whew, you can't be a drive through. Sexually, emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally, financially, professionally, you cannot be a drive through. I'm gonna let y'all marinate on that for a minute. You cannot be a drive through, meaning you can't just give access to any and everybody, any and everything. You can't be a drive through. I'm all for having your experiences. I ain't no prude up in here. I am very comfortable with my sexuality and what I want when I want it. Uh I don't care what your flavor is in the bedroom,
Who
but
got the brand new flavor in the air?
you cannot be a drive through because here and we're gonna go back to what Pat said earlier. You have all of these standards for the one that you like, but the ones that you tolerate or you in situationships with or you a friend with benefit with or you one night standing with, you don't have no sense of decorum when it comes to those. But when you meet that one that you think is the one, he can't kiss you, he can't hold your hand, he can't be with you, he can't love you, he can't pamper you. He can't do all of these normal things because you gave that all away to the ones that didn't mean nothing. So you can't be a drive through. Really, that just means in every aspect of your life, you have to have some sense of decorum, some kind of rules that you govern yourself by.
And at what
Other
point do
people.
we stop blaming? And I think that's another thing too that really irks me is the way people continually blame. And let me just be honest and tell people something. I grew up in Oak Cliff, Dallas. I grew up in the hood. And in my neighborhood, there were four families. I will not call their name, but they might be listening. But I will be transparent and tell you that my family was one of the four, where that it was there's a possibility that your father is going to come home and he's going to be drunk. He's going to come in drunk, and when he comes in drunk, the first thing he's going to want to do is slap your mama around. And so, to comfort each other, we as children who dealt with this, we would sit out many times and comfort each other when our fathers would come home in these states, because this depends on whose father got home first, and you know that it's going to start over here. But here is the problem, though, because my father did it. I'd be out of my dad blasted mind to be as old as I am, walking around telling somebody that I slap women because I saw my father slap my mother. At some point in time, can we do what Paul said? Paul said in 1 Corinthians 13, he says, when I was a child, he said, I spoke as a child. He said, I thought as a child and I understood as a child. But when I became a man, when I became mature, when I grew the freaking frack up, I put away childish things. What childish things? I'm glad you asked. Childish speaking, childish thinking, and childish understanding. And I don't understand how you have lived a half of a century on the face of this earth and you have not evolved to something that is different than what you knew when you was 15 years old living in your parents' home.
You said First Corinthians 3, right?
1 Corinthians 13.
13. Okay. Can I piggyback on that?
Yes.
Ecclesiastes 3. There's a time and a seat. As you experience life, you grow from the experiences that you have gone through.
Thank
So
you.
1 Corinthians 13, you put away the childish things. You don't stay as a child. We all grow up. Ecclesiastes 3, there is a season for everything, is the
And a
point of it.
time for
And a
every
time for
that
everything.
and
And
this ain't the time. And this ain't the season for this type of foolishness. You going around this world and you, because you have not been successful. And then another thing too is always, and I would tell people, listen, stop listening to people who don't have an anointing in an area that you're trying to
that part.
build in your life. And when I say an anointing simply means that they've successfully done it. I don't take financial advice from a broke man.
Correct. You should surround yourself with people who have more, not have more than you, but have, if you want to get better, you don't surround yourself with people who are on the same level. You always keep it pushing. You always level up. So if you want to be a millionaire, you surround yourself with people who are millionaires. If you want to be a business owner, you surround yourself with other entrepreneurs and business owners.
Period. Period.
If you want to be financially free, you surround yourself with people who are financially free. If you
Period.
want to be, so you have to pick the audiences that you circulate in if you want to go to the next level.
And watch this. I told her something that it took her a moment. It sat on her for a moment. She didn't like it, but when she really understood the depth of what I said, it she took away the offense. I told her, even realistically, you can't even ask your mother. You can't even get relationship advice from your mother. Your mother told you. These are the words that your mother said. I told God to give me a good man or a good job. So God gave me a good job, so I must need a good man. So then what you did was you interrupted another woman's home sleeping with a married man and made two children, which are one of the people that I'm speaking to now.
Y'all, as we close out tonight,
Okay.
because it's almost that time. It is that time. But as we close out, um, yes, cousin Terrence, I completely agree with what you just said. Um, and I highlighted that post um uh, for us. But when you have a lack of discipline, that causes all kind of problems and dysfunction. And if you have relations with multiple people, we're not even getting into the soul ties and
Oh
maybe that's
God.
we'll discuss next week. Um, yeah, write that down, Pat, because my mind is just all over the place. Maybe we'll talk about that. What happens when you are having multiple relations? You have soul ties. You have it's all kind of stuff. Um, Getting back to cousin Terrence's post. Um, you create because of your lack of discipline and your lack to set personal boundaries and rules for yourself because you have to have both. Um, it- you create dysfunctional situations for yourself. And if you're having multiple relations with multiple people, um, it, you are compromising your own self, your own values, your own experiences, you're compromising these things yourself, which means at some point you have to grow up and take accountability for um your actions.
I'm sorry, somebody knocked me out.
No, no problem. So mm, 30-second close, Pat. Because mm,
Yes, 30 seconds. And I mean, literally, people, what we have to understand is this, is that it is the likelihood that you're going to meet someone later in life that is going to have everything together, who haven't dealt with life and issues. Y'all ask God to develop a grace in you because there are people out here hurting both male and female. But let's leave your laundry list at the house if you ain't coming with pure white clothing.
and I'm gonna piggyback on that. Like I said a while ago, there is no magically perfect man, and there is no perfectly perfect perky princess woman.
At all.
Um, Everybody comes to the table abused, misused, experienced, trauma. The difference is at some point as you grow as a person, um, y- y- you take accountability for the things that you have experienced and you heal those past traumas and past hurts and you do your work. That way, when you are in a relationship with someone, you are coming to the table fully healed. Well, and even if you're not fully healed, you are healing and you are a whole, complete person or becoming that. And so you come to the table ready and open to experience what love has for you. But you can't do that until you put the work in and do the work on yourself. You cannot stop getting into these relationships and you haven't done your work. That's all I'm gonna say. Now my song is not even appropriate because of the conversation we just had. So, Tay, can we just close out with our yeah, we'll just close out with the theme song, and we'll see y'all next week, same time, same channel. Um, God, dog,
Be good to yourself, be good to each other.
ditto. Peace.
Peace.